Friends, countrymen, lend me your ears. Day 150. You know we got a good one for today. So I posed a question on my social media accounts. That is Coach A if you're interested. What everybody's favorite workout was specifically, but mostly I got back concepts of what kind of favorite workouts were. But that worked because the most popular of the suggestions or reported answers back was deck of cards. If you guys aren't familiar with deck of cards, essentially all you need is a deck of cards and then, equipment if you're going to use equipment. So we take the deck, we mix it up, we put it face down. We pull one card at a time. Each suit has a movement. Each card will have a number or a letter on it. If it's a number, that's how many reps you're going to do. If it's a letter, Jack, Queen, King, Ace, you're going to do 10 reps. Okay? If it's a joker, you're going to do something different. There should be 2 jokers in every deck. If you only have 1 joker, then I want you to finish the deck and toss another joker in at the end. For all the different options you guys are going to have today, it doesn't matter. It's not going to be that big a deal. 4 different ways of doing this today. You have a barbell way. You have 2 dumbbells or a single dumbbell way. You have a kettlebell way, and you have a body weight way of performing today's 150th at-home workout. And they are similar, but with a little bit of difference. Obviously, if you guys have all of that equipment, you can pick whichever one you want, or you could do all 4 of them over the next couple of days. It's up to you. Either way, let me know, post about it, which one, if you do multiple, do you enjoy the most, how long it took you, blah, 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 all of that good stuff. I want to hear what you guys thought because you wanted this, so let's talk about it. All right, without further ado, I'm going to go over them quickly. Then we're going to head out to the garage gym, and we are going to go through these where I'm going to explain them more thoroughly. So, as I said, the setup, reps equal numbers or letters equal 10 reps. Jokers are always going to be a 200-meter run. It doesn't matter which one of the 4 you pick. Along with that, clubs are always going to be spades. Spades will always be hollow rocks. That's thrown in your head there, something in the bodyweight category. Spades will always be hollow rocks. So no matter which of the 4 you pick, hollow rocks will go with that suit. With a barbell option, we're going to have hang power cleans as the hearts, front squats as the diamonds, and then clubs only thing less because spades are hollow rocks. Clubs will be a bent over row with the barbell. All right. With 2 dumbbells, and then I'll demonstrate modifications for a single dumbbell in the garage demonstration. With dumbbells, hang power cleans again will be the hearts. Diamonds will be what I'm going to call a dumbbell squat because it can be stacked as a front squat or stacked on top. So technically that wouldn't necessarily be a front squat. And then plank rows, alternating plank rows will be the clubs. For a kettlebell swings, full American swing if you can, if not Russian swing, will be our hearts. Our diamonds will be a goblet squat held in front of the chest. And then the club will still be a row. Optimally a plank row. You're not going to be able to alternate because you're going to have to support yourself higher. Or it can be a supported row if you need it to be a supported row depending on weight, ability to stabilize that, all those good things. And finally, our last one, but certainly not least because it's probably the worst one, honestly, is going to be body weight only. Hearts will be box jumps. Diamonds will be lunge hops. Real quick with the lunge hop, every time you hop into a lunge, that's 1. So it doesn't have to be right, left to get 1. Some of these things, as you're noticing, are going to be a little off for odd numbers. I will talk about that in a second. And then finally, clubs are going to be burpees on the body weight. So through every suit, you should total 94 reps. If you guys are doing something unilateral like the single arm dumbbell, if you're going to mix it up with the kettlebell or plank rows, alternating things like that, you can go all the one side first and all the next for 47, 47. You can just keep alternating back and forth, or you can alternate cards until you get to 47 of one and then switch over until you finish with the other one. It's up to you. Just try and maintain as much balance as we can on those pieces. Stick around, head out to the garage with me, and I will demonstrate everything. Let me know how it goes. as I mentioned, let's go through the barbell version of this first. The hearts are going to be hang power cleans. Diamonds, front squats, spades are always going to be a hollow rock, no matter which workout you guys choose. And then clubs for the barbell will be bent over rows. Also remember that no matter which workout you choose, the jokers will be a 200-meter run. Now, I'm going to go through the barbell first, and I'm going to demonstrate the hollow rock in this video. So the hang power clean with a bar, you guys can take to the knee, you can dip into the hip, you can take below the knee. Doesn't matter to me, as long as we're coming up into that hang power clean, not a hang muscle clean. Okay? Front squat, bar is going to rest. Stay as vertical as you can in our torso. Squat down from the feet nice and flat. On the bent over row, I want you guys to take it back down, tap the ground, come all the way up and through. So we clear the hips, set ourselves in the hang position, and row from there. Remember, with the row, that bar is going to be out underneath the shoulders at the bottom. You guys can soften the shoulder if you want. We want to set those blades back and then pull that barbell at our belly button. Okay? So when we're going through the rowing pattern, it's almost going to follow the thighs as opposed to coming up towards the shoulders. Stick around. I'll be doing the dumbbells next. All right, so with the hollow rock position, keeping in mind the reps themselves count for a full rock back and forth, right? So in general, butt's going to be tight, quads are going to be engaged, pointing the toes out front, abdomen's engaged, arms up overhead. I'm trying to create as much of a bottom of the rocking chair engaged curvature as I can, and then I'm trying to maintain that. So even as the head and chest go back, I'm not releasing the abdomen for that to happen. I'm simply letting what is probably the heavier part of my body, the upper body, fall back towards the shoulders. So that means I'm going to have to do something to bring my feet down. In that case, I'm just going to squeeze my butt, squeeze and flex the hamstrings a little bit. That's going to bring me this way. I'm naturally going to come back. 1, 2, 3, right? Notice I'm not breaking the hollow position at all. I'm simply staying engaged, so some anti-movement type of work while I control that movement back and forth with my core and my hips. All right, we're talking dumbbells next. It's going to be very similar to what you guys just saw from the barbell. Hang power cleans are first. A dumbbell squat is second for that diamond. Hollow rocks are going to stay the same, and then the fourth and final movement there is going to be a plank row instead of the bent over row. So let's go through these. Dumbbell hang power clean is pretty much the same thing as a barbell, with the slight difference of those dumbbells are probably going to be on the outside or a diagonal of the hips, as opposed to stacked directly in front, right? In which case the movement is essentially the same. You can use the dumbbells in front. The difference is going to be you're probably going to have to really sit back into the hamstrings a little bit harder. Therefore, it might seem like more of an RDL type position to take off from. Now, the dumbbell squat can be a front squat, just like with the barbell, or if you guys want to stack the weights on the traps, I am okay with hitting our squat like that. The final movement is going to be that dumbbell plank row. I want you guys to alternate. Right? Obviously, if we have some odd numbers in there, alternating isn't necessarily going to be dead on. So try and switch which side you're going to start with every time one of those odd numbers pops up. All right, so you might be asking yourself, well, what happens if I only have one dumbbell? Kettlebell swings are in the kettlebell, so I can't really do the kettlebell workout with a single dumbbell. Well, we have, I believe, 94 reps with each movement. So if we're going to be doing this single arm, you guys can do all the right hang power cleans. You can start in the middle. You can start it on the side if you want. And then once you guys get to, what is that, 47, we can switch over to the other side. You can alternate back and forth until you collect 47 on one side and then just finish it out on the other side. However you want to do it there. With our squat, we can center it here, we can center it here, or we can off stance squat it, or I'm sorry, off distribution of the weight squat it.
in which case the stance is going to be the same. When it comes to the plank row, it's pretty easy. We're basically just doing that or the kettlebell plank row without an elevated position. So you guys are going to row with one hand, set it down, switch it over to the other hand, and row from there. Okay. So if we have an option between the two, I think you're obviously going to get a little more work out of the double dumbbell, unless your only dumbbell is a little too heavy, or you have two dumbbells that are both too heavy to use at the same time, in which case let's go with the single dumbbell method. So you guys can keep moving, keep pushing yourself, and keep your heart rate up. Alright, for our kettlebell deck of cards workout, we're looking at swings for the hearts, goblet squats for the diamonds, and plank rows or supported plank row for the clubs. I'm going to go through that one first. Got myself my new E-Coat row kettlebells here, pretty beautiful. If you're looking for kettlebells, they have been in stock in pretty decent amounts since started manufacturing those out of Michigan. So I would definitely keep an eye on those. They are more expensive than the regular ones you guys are probably used to, but we're talking like $1 too, so that's not a big deal at all. So supported rows, a couple ways we can do this. We can actually have it as a supported row with our legs, hands. We can put ourselves, my hands on a bench here, into a plank position, and I can go through and do my rowing that way. Obviously I need the extra range of motion for the kettlebell that I wouldn't necessarily need for the dumbbell. Have our kettlebell swings. It is programmed to be a full overhead swing. If you have an issue with that, you don't have the space, or you have a weight that's too heavy, nothing wrong with a Russian kettlebell swing. And then from there, the last of those movements is going to be a goblet squat position, hands engaged on the handles outside of the kettlebell, elbows tucked underneath. So the core is supporting from there, and then don't forget our last one is going to be that hollow rock. And last, but certainly not least, in fact, it might even be the hardest of the 4 options, is the body weight option. Hearts are going to be box jumps, diamonds are going to be lunge hops, and the other unknown there is the club that will be a burpee. So, we'll have box action I'm going to be picking up pretty soon, but essentially we all know what a box jump is. Height-wise, flat thigh position, right? So knee about the same size as the same height as the hip in terms of how to have our RX box jump for this. Obviously, you guys can change it up, it's fine. If you're going to modify this, we can bring the range of motion down lower, or we can do a step up. Let's definitely keep that as a forward step up since we have the lunge hops in here. Lunge hop itself, the idea is you're transitioning from one lunge in the air, landing, absorbing, and transitioning into the next lunge, okay? That one's gonna be a burner. Make sure you're ready for the box jumps if you get those after the lunge hops. And finally, we have our burpees, which is all the way down, head and chest flat on the ground at the same time. I come up with the elbows to extension, hips up in the air, use the core to get the feet as close as I can in my hands. Hop and clap at the top. Let me know which one you guys do. Very interested to see what the times are. Very interested to see if you maybe do more than one of these at some point in the next week or so. And let me know which one, if that's the case, was your favorite.